You are not just walking in your own shoes, you're also walking in someone else's footprint. Many of the graces we enjoy in this world are not because of our brilliance or hard work or moral superiority, but because of the silent sacrifices and secret obediences of the ones who came before us. Right off the bat, why were Noah's sons saved? It wasn't because of their resume, it was because their father obeyed. Genesis 6:9 says, Noah was a just man, perfect in his generations. Noah walked with God, and so the boat did not just float Noah, it floated his family. Fast forward to Jacob. He was a poster child for unnecessary foolishness. But where did he first encounter God? At a place his grandfather Abraham had already prepared as an altar. That was not just random, that was legacy. God's presence didn't just show up, it remembered a man who had sacrificed in the same spot generations earlier. You call it coincidence, scripture calls it covenant. Solomon. Oh, Solomon. That man was practically on steroids when it came to wisdom and wealth. Even wickedness. He married strange women, built altars to false gods, and imported the confusion of Canaan. But still, his kingdom reigned in peace. Why? Because he was right? No, but because his father David was faithful. 1 Kings 11:12 says, Nevertheless, I will not do it in your days for the sake of your father David. Even Rehoboam, David's grandson, he got a slice of mercy. God said the kingdom would not fully be turned away. Why? Again, for the sake of David. That's 3 generations of grace because of one man's heart after God. Now pause. That doesn't mean everyone inherits blessings. Some of us also inherit bombs. Some people come from generations of occultism, bloodshed, or greed. You think 2 people standing at the same starting line are the same? Not always so. One has ancestral intercession, the other one has ancestral iniquity. And when someone continues in personal wickedness, they just don't unlock their own judgment. They also wake up the whole vault of ancestral darkness. Jesus said it himself. That generation would pay for the blood of the prophets, from Abel to Zechariah. In other words, wickedness is not always just starting with you. Sometimes it is accumulating, and you're just the one who's dumb enough to open the door. So yes, you can suffer because of your father, but you can also thrive because of him. Why is your own personal obedience not just for your own future? Well, it is because you have a way of sowing mercy forward. You're always creating a spiritual runway, not just for yourself, but for your children and your children's children. That is why integrity matters. Because while God is just, He's also generational. And while mercy can be fresh every morning, it can also be inherited. God doesn't just answer your prayers sometimes, He also answers your grandfather's prayers. So we live right. Not just for our name, we live right. Not just for ourselves, but so that one day someone else can say, I have received this grace because of you, their father.